Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the ProLok number EWP-500-S. This is a door reinforcing plate used for the Kaba Eplex 2000 series lock. Going to liberate it from its packaging. Go over the details of the item. This is used when you are, well, this client in particular has converted, it's a hotel, and they've converted from the old style mechanical keyed lock sets and have come to the 20th century with mechanical, I should say electronic combination locks. Well, they've got a lock and a deadbolt in this old hotel door. The guy doesn't want to replace all that stuff. Understandably so. Luckily, ProLok makes a conversion plate for being able to cover up a deadbolt, utilize the hole that you already have, give you the extra function holes that are necessary for the trim, for the through-bolt mounting posts, mounting holes in the 4 outside corners. Now, what you're looking at here is stainless steel. That's the S in the part number. And there's a peel-away protective film on this. Of course, I'm struggling with getting a finger hold on it so I can show you the stainless material underneath. Just get a little bit going here. It's made of stainless. It's in a brushed finish. Okay, stainless steel. Dirty little secret about these, however, is that they're not to be used on fire-rated doors. The fuel load, the increase in fuel load with having a big piece of metal on a fire-rated door is not how they've been tested, nor would it be appropriate to use this to cover up those old holes. So just word to the wise, we're, like I say, we're not the code police. However, I feel it is certainly something that we would be obligated to make you aware of as our client or potential client. Now, there is a technical drawing down below. That's going to give us all of the details of this item, which is handy because you'll be able to review all of the dimensional properties of this item. Client calls and says, will it work with my Eplex 2000 series lock? Yes, the manufacturer states that it is compatible and made for that particular lock. Client says, okay, but is it going to work? Maybe, it should. I suggest that a client, because in this installation, it's a new installation. I tell the client, get the template for the lock you've ordered, pull up the technical drawing of the ProLok, just make sure the two are correct, that where the holes that go through the door are all in the same dimensional location, and you know, eliminate the guesswork. In today's day and age with the availability of information, there's no reason not to eliminate the possibility of guesswork. So that technical drawing is going to show us its dimensional properties, which are part and parcel of this part number. If you're buying an EWP 500, it literally means that it's 14 inch tall, that it is 5 inch wide, that that hole from the top down to the center, per the drawing, is, well, they don't give that directly. They give it from the bottom of the drawing indirectly. So about 10 and, forgive me, about 9 7/8 maybe? Just a quick guess. We're looking at the dimensional drawing. Closer to about 9 3/4. I was doing the math quickly from the bottom to the bottom of the latch to the center line. Then, of course, your holes. I don't know why they have that laid on its side. I guess for purposes of a landscape view on the paperwork. 5 1/4 from the center line of the 2 1/8 inch crossbore up to the mounting holes up at the top. That is 2 1/8. This is made for 1 3/4. This is at 2 3/4 back set. Even though that is clearly more than 2 3/4, that's because this is going to project off the edge of the door. The edge of the door is actually inside of here. You know, and then you're going to get the screws that you'll need. You'll get 4 truss head style sheet metal screws for here and here, here and here. You'll get the 2 machine screws for these insert nuts that are here. So your latch bolt will be first screwed to the edge of this. Now you have a united assembly. This all then goes down onto the door. With something so big like this, you're going to need to be really careful and sure about how you are getting it mounted on the door. If you are installing this on a fire-rated door, while the inspector may not know that you can't have a piece of metal like this on the face of a fire-rated door, they'll sure know it's not a fire-rated door if the door is no longer closing and latching. So you'll need to make sure that this is fit onto the door properly, and doing any modification to a fire-rated door would violate the integrity of the fire rating of the door. Moving forward with assuming this is being installed on a non-rated door, you'll need to get that latch bolt installed and get it fit onto the door. Make sure that your door still operates, that you can still get it to close and latch. Make any adjustments necessary. For instance, you might need to mortise the edge of the door to account for that dimpled area that's there. You might have the margin so tight to begin with that you need to literally get that door down and take a router and clean out the edge of the door to pick up the material thickness of this item, which is, I don't see it indicated on the paperwork, but we will get it to reveal its secret. The material thickness of this item is 30 thousandths, 0.030. So it's basically a 32nd of an inch. So it's very thin. This is actually thinner than a kick plate by far. In fact, it's almost half of the thickness of a standard kick plate. However, that doesn't mean it's not of good quality. This weighs 1.5 pounds, or at least it does with this little bag of screws. So a very nice quality item from ProLock. So you're going to want to make sure that you get it fit properly. You don't want to try to get this onto the door, clamp it all down, put the lock on, tighten it all down, then the door doesn't work real well. Make sure you mitigate all of that. If you need to mortise the hinges a little deeper, or literally take a 1/16 off of the edge of the door and move it all over, you can do that, because you can remortise for the latch. And when I get it dry fit real well, I'm going to want to make sure that my holes on the inside of this are properly drilled, and in fact I might even be tempted to make the hole slightly larger because, you know, if this is going to go onto a beveled edge door, there's no bevel on the edge of this door. A wood door can be beveled. You're going to have to draw this into the door as best you can, and if the holes that are through the door are tight to begin with, you're going to want to clean those up and make them a little more ample and adequate for the hardware to pass through. When I'm installing with the screws, I'll like to put my pre-drill at ever so slightly an angle, get all of them put in, you know, 2/3 of the way in, and then because I've drilled them on an angle, the flat underside of the head serves to kind of just draw it tight against, you know, against the edge of the door is what I like to do. It's a lot of work to put these in the sense that it's not difficult, but it takes time because the door and frame was not manufactured to have a 32nd of an inch applied to it. And it's more than a 32nd of an inch because it won't be that tight to the edge of the door. And this is square, okay? And the thickness of your door is no longer 1 3/4. It's every bit of 1 13/16. So all that stuff taken into account makes for a project that can be perfect when you're done, hopefully, but does take time. Now, below this video is a link to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the ProLock products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I'm partial to ProLock, not really, and by the way, on the manufacturer's page, this is located in their Entry Armor catalog. Entry Armor. You're going to find in that catalog a variety of latch, door reinforcing U-shaped wraparound plates, latch protectors, a variety of sliding door locks to choose from, not just one, a variety of them, and other security hardware. However, if you're a locksmith, if you're a homeowner, you might be buying this, or you're the fellow who owns that motel, you're buying this. But if you're a locksmith, you know that name, ProLock. They have a couple of tools. They have the Blue Punch, the ProLock Blue Punch, which is an industry standard way by which to create code, keys by code on a dedicated machine for doing so. That would be under the ProLock product catalog that you can review all of the locksmithing equipment from them. And I've called them up for technical support a couple of times and found that they're responsive, very willing to help. Very willing to tell you how to make the repair yourself to avoid the need and downtime for the machine to go back to them. If you have any questions on the ProLok EWP-500-S, and forgive me, let's tell you the other finishes, that, if any, that this is available, and it may not be available in any. EWP 500, only stainless steel. I'm pulling that from the catalog. There are no others that'll take an Eplex 2000. They make some other stuff in a polished brass for some other locks, but not very many. Hopefully you need stainless steel or a satin brushed type finish. Any questions on the EWP 500 in an S finish or any other ProLok product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.